Welcome to the Riff Nation Network, the RNN. Putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
And just so everybody knows, we may or may not be qualified experts. I am not an expert, but I may be qualified, but not legally.
Same.
Welcome, everybody, to your weekly dose of us, the Otter's Den.
Crazy.
Mr. Odell.
Thank you very much, sir. I am also doing that in the process, too.
Howie, Saturday went phenomenal. It took me a day and a half to recover from it, but it went phenomenal. At least I think so. Jan, what do you think?
I slept. That's all I got to say is after all is said and done, thy bed, me prone, is all you got afterwards.
This is why we only do it once a month. Because we ain't getting any younger, and the hangovers hurt more than they used to.
So I have to make a comment. I love how we left the three of us before you did the show intro and you hit the live button. Yeah. The last thing I heard was Renee going moist.
Moist.
Yep.
Her weather.
I was happy. I was happy, Ed. I was happy.
Yeah, watching from the living room, me and Kelly were cracking up. So
my tummy hurt, my tummy muscles hurt, my mouth hurt, and smiling and laughing, and yeah, it was a good night. I needed that.
It was. So, Keith, how you been since Saturday?
Recovering.
It's been a long time.
Recovering.
Renee, we've missed you.
Yes, I'm sorry I haven't been around.
Hey, stuff happens.
Yeah, life happens, and then just shitty weather, and then I'm surprised I'm even on tonight because who we use for our internet service decided to merge with another company and not tell people. So we went to go turn on to go watch, I don't know, let's just say Peaky Blinders or something.
Mm-hmm.
And we had no connection. So we call up said company and, yeah, because of a merger, we've dropped you. You're no longer in our service. We're like, did you bother to email us, text somebody? No, it just did. I was like, wow. So I'm like, but
Nice.
the oak does what the oak always does.
Hey, you.
And he finds a way. finds a way. So
Well,
we're
you
connected.
want to talk about weather? I have to show you guys a couple of pictures. So this is why I don't live in Wisconsin anymore. That is my son,
Ugh.
and that's him.
What is that stuff?
showing
All
you.
that stuff is gone
Is
here.
nasty. Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. No, it's over his head, and he's over 6 foot.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. It's great. We have the video which shows all of the mess. And I smile because I don't have to deal with it.
Oh, yeah. All of ours is now melted because like we had like 80 degrees one day and it was so nice. And we were like, oh my God. So we're just like going to jump right into this. Like we're not going to have a spring. And it was 80. And then the next day it was 30. It was like, come on.
Well, you have winter,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have false spring. Then you
Yeah.
have second winter. Then you have false summer. Then you have third winter. Then you
And then
may or may not have spring, and you're at summer.
Yeah.
That's Nebraska.
I just say Mother Nature is just bipolar and is out of meds.
I think she does it. I think she does it for entertainment. She's like, watch these.
I wouldn't doubt it. Let's.
Hey Zeus, hold my beer and watch this shit.
Yep.
His Persephone's just like, yeah, I'm just fucking hanging out here because that's what I want to do. I'm not leaving hell. I'm just gonna stay here.
We were in the 80s yesterday, and then today we're at 66, and that for us,
yeah,
miserable.
And
then we're gonna be 90s the rest.
And now we're like it was 26 today.
Ooh, it was that was it this weekend too. It was cold.
Yeah, the winds the last 2 days have been insane, and it's like half of Nebraska is on fire, literally. This is the biggest fire Nebraska.
I saw that,
and it's like the 30th biggest fire.
Welcome to my world.
In history, and it's 0% contained. 0% fucking percent. We had a fire just north of Beatrice, where I work. I was standing outside of my factory watching the smoke from this fire. If it would have came south, yeah. But luckily they got that one out. But yeah, yesterday we were burning, freezing, and blizzarding all at the same time.
That so my daughter-in-law sent me a message this morning. She sent me the picture of my son, because she's snuggled up pregnant and enjoying the view while he's shoveling. Which is what she should be doing. But then the next one is that there's a paper converter factory on fire in Wisconsin and Green Bay.
Really?
During this blizzard, which is not, paper factories on fire is not a good thing. It's like a warehouse. So yeah, they have the same thing going on. They got fire, they got ash that's landing like over a mile away from the fire, and they got the winds and everything. But fire is something that we deal with here all the time. So I mean, we're fire ready. You got to prep your lawn. What lawn? Oh my kidding. You got to prep the dirt for fire. And here in the Southwest, our winds get wicked. We have dust storms that will block you out, and we're in high critical fire. So I don't know, fire's just a part of our lives.
Hey. Fire.
I feel bad for people. Yeah.
Thanks for popping on. Show now. Fires, words are hard. fires sometimes can come in divine timing, which is the subject of tonight's show. Natural Nebraska prairie and other states, just saying. But sometimes that prairie needs to be burned in order for it to replenish itself. And nature used to do this itself via lightning, etc. And it burns off all the old overgrowth and allows new seedlings to sprout out. Some certain pine cones, when the pine cone falls, it will not open and release the seeds unless it is burned. It has to burn in order for it to open up to release the seeds. Don't ask me why the seeds don't burn up. They're fireproof. I don't know. Okay. I ain't a scientist, but most of Nebraska is farmland.
Flat. Flat.
They say Nebraska flatlands. Okay.
Flat.
In fact, we had a couple of girls in high school that, never mind. Anyway, I digress.
I knew he was going to go there.
But a lot of it was it's CRP, and what that is the government pays the farmers not to grow crops on that land, in order for there to be some natural prairie and some cover for wildlife, because wildlife is scarce now. Rabbits, pheasants, quail for hunting season. They have to let pheasants out, raise pheasants, and let them out into the country sometimes. Where it used to be when I was a kid, there was stuff everywhere. You go for a walk in the country, you see rabbits, deer, pheasants everywhere. Now, and with a fire, that's going to take a lot of the cover. So,
we have prescribed fires because we have the mountains and we have areas and stuff like that, and so there's been prescribed fires all the way around us the past couple of weeks, and they have to stop because the wind picked up and whatnot. But prescribed fires, it's necessary. It is necessary for that. But most of our wildfires start because of lightning. I'm not going to comment. I can't say that I was never called that. So I mean, like, yeah.
Well, you have redeemed yourself, Lisa. Let's just say that, okay?
You have grown into yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, divine timing subject for tonight. Wow. And what a
okay. I've got a perfect example. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said, what a fucking perfect topic.
It is. And I've got a perfect example. And I've used this before, but I'm going to use it again. When there. Just backwards on the screen thing. I tell you what. Okay. I had a house fire. That's bad. That's a bad thing, right? Well, in the right divine timing, I saw that it was a good thing. And then I got my insurance money stolen. Bad thing, right? Well, in time, it kind of turned out to be a good thing in different ways because I'm getting at least some of it back now when I need it. And I should be able to finish the house when it's time. I wasn't supposed to finish it yet. I still needed to be a little humble. And it also taught me to not take little things for advantage, like flipping on a light switch or turning on your water faucet and having water come out. But if that fire wouldn't have happened that day, I would probably still be in a relationship that I never should have been into. Well, possibly. Okay.
Possibly. Because I think even if that fire didn't happen that day, that fire was going to happen.
It was going to happen eventually. And it would have happened in the wrong way. It happened in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
I was not home. But the wiring I found in the house, this place was a tinderbox ready to go up anyway. So, divine timing. It happened at exactly the right moment. And found out as I was tearing it down, the second floor was ready to fall into the living room. We didn't know that. So, I got to repair that. When I moved in, they had new windows. Well, they were pieces of shit. Okay. And I always wanted to get new ones to replace it. Well, guess what? I got new windows. So you got to be careful about how you put things out to the universe.
Yep.
Because the universe will find, unless you're very specific, the universe will find a way to make your things happen, just maybe not in the way you were thinking. Okay.
Yep.
But everything worked out. It was a bitch to go through, but everything happened at the right time. In order for me to learn, in order for me to rebuild parts of my life from the foundation up, same way I had to rebuild my house from the foundation up. And I'm now sitting here in my second story office in the Otter's den. And I got some more work to do. In fact, I got a lot more work to do, but that's okay. It gives me something to do on the weekends, you know? So it's just everything happens when it's supposed to. And would I love to have somebody to be alone with? Yes. Scorpios will understand that. But it's not the right time. I still got some learning to do. I still got some changing to do. And that's okay. When it's time, I'll meet somebody and yay team. Somebody that won't put me in a cardboard box and close the lid.
Yeah. You know, I mean,
I didn't hear you.
I said just as long as she pokes holes so you can breathe.
That's all I was allowed to do was breathe.
That's probably
all I was allowed to do.
Yeah.
They can attest to it.
You know, so I mean, I guess this is like how I always come in with my little antidote of parts of things. You know, for those that have no idea what divine timing is, you know, it's this. You have to remember. Okay, so we have the word divine, which is spiritual, right? So that means higher power, God, whatever is your flavor of whatever,
spirit,
right? Universe, spirit, whatever, right? So it's that side, not your human control, which a lot of us of flesh have a hard time with because it's requiring what? Trust, patience, acceptance, right? And if we can't do that, then if you can't try and stay and walk that, you're forcing outcomes. So what happens? You end up getting stressed out about what? Shit. And then guess what happens? Spirit, God, said belief, who you follow goes, nope, not yet. And you're going to wait even more.
Yeah.
So
longer.
And even longer. And how I look at it, my big three things: I trust the process, and I let go of what needs to letting go of shit that I cannot control, meaning situations, and accepting things are meant to be at this time for whatever reason. Are things going to be better and down the road? Yes, you have to have that mind over matter, belief, whatever. Embracing, and this is hard, embrace the no, right? So recognize that closing of that door,
lock it,
because that probably is protection, or saying, hey, jackass, the left door is locked. Can you go to the right way? Because they're going to give nudges. They're not going to give you everything. They can't. It's impossible.
They can't give you direct answers either.
Give you a direct answer. Nope. That's why I always say my spirit guides that are hanging out by guideposts, all they do is, here's the road.
Yeah.
Go this way, go this way. Pick one. I can't tell you which one to go, but you're going to pick one.
I used to walk through the first door that opened. If somebody paid attention to me, hot damn, okay, let's go. Now, okay, thank you, Spirit, for this opportunity, but I'm seeing some things that aren't right, and I'm going to wait for verification of those things. And a few opportunities have arisen for me in the romance department, and I waited. I sat back, I talked to them, got to know them a little bit, so I thought, and turns out what I saw was true. And I'm like, oh, sorry, thank you, but no. I avoided situations that I used to put myself into. And I've went out. I've went to the movies. I take myself out to eat. I go to the bowling alley that just opened up, and they did a phenomenal job on it. I'm gonna go bowl in it very soon. Yes, I'm gonna go play with my ball and my pins.
That's what Jacoby did for his 18th birthday.
Cool. And but that's something I love to do growing up. League every Saturday, sometimes on Mondays after school. I was pretty good at it. My high game's 277, so I'm going to see if I can get back into practice as long as my shoulder holds up. Used to bowl on a team with my kids. That was fun. So we'll see what happens there. But I'd go in, walk in just to see who's there. And it's like, yeah, I think it's time to go home. So I'd come home.
See,
I wouldn't go. I wasn't right. Wasn't right. I walk into a bar in Beatrice, not right. I turn around, walk out the door. I come home. I go to the movies. Nobody's there. I watch the movie, but I come home. But I'm paying attention to my surroundings.
Your signs and your secret.
Just in case I run into some lady in the Walmart and I bust her eggs or something, and I'd have to, clean it up off the floor.
I hope you don't bust eggs in Walmart.
I did not see that one.
But those now misdirections, but they're not misdirections. They're situations that you put yourself in. So like when you walk into the bar and you're like, no, I'm going to go home. That spirit saying, yep, go home. But that's also a lot of people at that moment take that as failure. And you need to remember that's not failure. And
no, that is not failure. That is me standing up for myself because I don't mean to be an asshole, but I deserve better than what was in there. Okay. And I'm not purposely going out to try to meet somebody in a bar. Okay. I'm just using that as an example. Yep. There's not a lot to do in Bump, Nebraska. Just saying.
I lived in Wisconsin. I understand.
There's pool table, there's darts, shuffleboard. There's stuff to do.
Curling. Shot. Yeah.
Shots. Yeah. Shots.
No.
I know drinking isn't the answer, but it's worth a shot.
Shoot. No. Where you yell pull.
Ski.
And someone
ski. Yeah, shotgun ski. The big orange discs that you pull and they go flying.
We do that. Yeah, my kid was on a team, and my ex-husband. Yeah, he outshot everybody. Not my ex-husband, my kid.
We can't do that in the bar. They frown on that.
You go outside and you can bottles. Shoot, Budweiser bottles.
Lisa, we got to go bowling or fishing or something sometime. Just saying.
No, I'm going fishing with Lisa, not you. Okay, Lisa and I have been talking about fishing for
talk to the hand?
Now.
No, talk to the elbow because the hand ain't even going to listen. Cow tipping is a thing. Cow tipping is a thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that, but yes.
We went to the cow fields for something else, but we won't discuss that here.
Well, we did too, but
yeah.
We used to have a place just outside of town we called Beer Tree Road because there was a tree. And where we would party, we would hang the empty cans and beer bottles on the tree. That was the beer tree. And the farmer finally got pissed off and cut it down.
See, now if you hung blue bottles, you would have been okay.
Yep.
If you hung blue bottles from the tree, it would have been okay, because then it would have been a protection tree.
Yep.
So
everything though comes in divine timing, and it's letting go is huge for divine timing. You know,
Yeah,
it
you have to be willing to do it. You have to drop it in order to
be able to pick it, to be able to have the room for something new.
And you have to do shadow work in order to make room for something new. You need to release old things that you haven't worked through yet in order to make room for something or somebody new to come in.
Yep.
But the past, I would say the past 9 years of my life, I have trusted divine timing, and I'm grateful. We talked about this before the show.
Yes, you have.
I'm very grateful for divine timing. I'm grateful for intervention too, right? So, you know, divine timing comes with divine intervention, and some things. I'm not saying that I was a control freak, but everything was basically it was calculated. You know, my day was planned. I knew what was going to happen. I had the kids and everything else. And when Pat died, that kind of blew everything out of proportion. And I remember sitting down and having a good prayer session. Like, I don't know what's expected of me. I don't know what is going to happen. And there were some things that I didn't want to do, like moving back here to New Mexico. That was just not in my cards. I never wanted to. And I ended up back here, and I ended up losing everything again. And that divine timing of losing everything, I came to realize last night. It was divine intervention and giving me, and the timing was right to hand me what I was asking for.
Yep.
I was asking for that stability. I was asking for that love, because the one thing that I was lacking in my previous marriage was love. It was just me give, and there was none given back.
No reciprocation.
None. He was never home. He was out doing things that he wasn't supposed to be doing behind my back. And at some point, everything hit right. My dad passing, the situation I was in, everything came to a head, and it just blew. And I could have looked at it, and I did for a short time. And Adrian will tell you, I looked at it for a short period of time of like, I just lost everything.
Why am I being punished?
What is going on? Yeah. I never ask why I'm being punished, because I don't ask why, but I ask what for. What for is going to come next? What for is going to be put on? And here I am now. I owe my life to divine timing and divine intervention, and I truly believe that.
Yep.
Those certain things would have never happened, and this is a reality that I face this morning, waking up and choking down my cup of coffee, and looking around. I have a roof over my head. I have a man that loves me.
Yes,
he loves the kids. I don't have to worry about walking over and turning on that water faucet and not having water come out.
Right.
I can get a shower every day.
Yep.
Because I went months without showering. I did a horse bath, right? With water that was brought in. I was never going to let go, because it's not that I don't believe in failure, but I believe that I should have been with the person until death do us part, right? That wasn't the plan, though.
No.
And divine timing showed me.
And that's okay, because sometimes when we meet somebody we're not meeting that person.
Mhm.
We're not meeting who that person really is.
Yep.
We are meeting the portrayal of who they are. And once they get us, once they got power over us, then they let their real self out.
Yep.
So you fell in love with person A and ended up with person B. Okay.
I don't think I even ended up with person B. I think I ended up with person like XYZ.
I get it. But if person A stays person A, death till death do you part, sit down, talk to that person, work things out. Don't fight, don't argue, talk to them, listen to them so you know how they actually feel about a situation. Admit when you're wrong and work through things in order to heal and help and grow that relationship.
Listen to understand, not
person
to talk.
A turns into person B and refuses to do that. No, sorry. Stand up for yourself. Get out of the situation. Sometimes it's hell to get out of that situation. And yeah, you may have to start over. I've had to do that a few times in my life, start completely over. But that's okay. Guess what?
How do you?
Next time I had to do it, I knew how to. What's that?
You grow from starting over. I listen to people in their 50s. Oh man, I got to start all over again. That's what life's about.
Yeah.
Is starting over again, right? Is regrowing and is learning, is new experiences. It's this, it's that. Like we become parents.
Yeah.
Right. Or we get married. That's starting over. We become parents. That's starting over. Your kids leave the house. That's starting over. You become grandparents. You're starting over.
Yeah.
You know, you're starting a new journey, and you should always be starting. You should always be starting over, and you shouldn't look at an opportunity, a failed opportunity, as the end of the world.
Right.
Because with Devine
every 3 years.
With my fire, one day I'm on my knees across the street watching my house burn, and the flames and the fires come out of my windows. Then I'm living in hotels for a week off the Red Cross because I had nothing. And then a gentleman I know here in town who works for the sheriff's department, he owns a rental place a block down the street from my house. And I got to know him because I was on city council for a while. You know, he'd come to the city council meetings, hell of a nice guy. He's like, hey, person just moved out of this house. Do you need a place to stay? Yes, sir. Thank you. I didn't hesitate. Normally I'd say, no, I got this. I'll find something. But I'm like, yes, sir. Thank you. And that allowed me to walk to my house to work on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in a tough enough mental space from the trauma of the fire. I hadn't liked my job for decades. Spirit had been telling me to get out of there for a long time, and I kept trying to push it and force it and fix things.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, I'd even talked to my partner at that time. Like, I got to get out. I can't do this anymore. I'm quitting. No, you're not. Blah, 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 blah. Well,
watch me.
Who was the only one supporting? Why do you think they didn't want me to quit? I'll digress.
Yeah.
But so I quit my job. And then she left.
Mm-hmm.
Long story as to why. Not here or there. But then I get a hold of my ex-wife who had been dragging her feet on signing the divorce papers and the insurance papers that I needed to get my insurance checks. And I'm like, hey, this just happened. I just quit my job by myself. Can we do this? Yeah, I'll be up tomorrow. One day, divorce done, insurance paper, check in hand, yay and team.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I quit my job. And I paid myself to rebuild my home until all of a sudden one day, within 30 seconds, $106,000 gone. out of my checking account. Be careful
Mm-hmm.
online. So I'm searching for a job. I'm trying to force people to take me and hire me. Wasn't working. Nothing was right. Spirit said, no, that ain't right for you. That ain't right for you. Then all of a sudden, my boss, who was also on city council with me, he calls me up. Hey, I need this O2 sensor socket. It looks like this. You got one? I'm like, yeah. Can I borrow it? Yeah, come pick it up. So he comes over. He comes in. He's like, holy shit. Looking past. So I give him a tour and explain everything to him. Kind of explain what happened, with the insurance and trying to find a job and whatnot. And he's like, fuck it. Come work for me. Okay. Divine timing. If he wouldn't have needed that O2 sensor socket right at that time,
Mm-hmm.
knew me and knew I worked on cars, he would have called somebody else. I mean, everything. Did I say everything? Everything happened for a specific reason. Now, am I supposed to stay in this job for the rest of my life? Probably not. But it is a stepping stone. I've gained a lot of knowledge from it.
Mm-hmm.
And I may have an opportunity tomorrow. I don't know. But I get to make the choice on if I accept that opportunity or not. If I do and it doesn't work out, I haven't failed. I learned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's not for me. You got to accept the words. Help me find my words. Help me. Do you see them? Are they? I don't know where they went. It's not in my pocket.
You just
So,
you got to trust the process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
like
the
Renee
big
said,
thing.
you
If you don't trust it, it's not going. They're not going to give you the next step.
you got to put the work in, but you got to let things flow. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like when my world came crashing down, I knew in my heart and my soul it was what was best. You have to go through the mourning process.
Yeah.
And that's a huge thing, right? For when you're talking about divine timing, it doesn't wait forever either.
No.
So go through that. The unknown is not scary. The unknown is not hard. The unknown is just different.
Yeah.
I'm responding to Chris right now, Yeah, and you got to trust that if you continue to just work towards something, that something will come along, something will happen. You have to have a positive outlook on things too.
Yeah.
You have to set aside that negativity. So what did I do? I was in this house for 6 months. I pulled my hair out. I screamed. I cried. I yelled. I went through a shedding process. I went through what we call a detox. And it was like, okay, now I'm up and I'm ready to move. And okay, I see what God's put in front of my face, and what he put in front of my face and directly in my line was Jesse.
Here.
Like
have a cookie.
Here. So you wanted a man that would A, B, C, D, E, Y, here you go. Here's the person. You are finally ready to accept this. And I had to learn how to become humble. I'm a very independent woman. I'm very outspoken. I'm very me. I am me. I am difficult. I know I am. And so I remember when I first left, when the big fight happened and I was told to pack my shit and to leave. I packed my shit and I left. And I remember getting to his fifth wheel because at the time he was living right outside of Albuquerque on a job. And he went to work. I slept on the floor that night of that fifth wheel because I felt like a dog. I might cry with this.
It's okay.
But I felt like a dog. I felt like I wasn't worth anything. Like, why do I need the bed? Why do I need the couch? I'm just a piece of shit. And I allowed myself that for one day. And Adrian and Jen were like, no, Janice, this is not it. This is not the reason. You didn't fail. He failed. He is failed. He's the one that's going off and doing this. He's the one that's lying to you. He's the one that's using drugs behind your back. He's the one sleeping around. He's the one, XYZ.
He failed you. He failed himself.
He failed kids.
Yes.
Right. He failed his mother. He failed himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I had to take a deep breath, and I had to go with, okay, I have to love him where he's at. And I have to do it is. It's not as easy as I make it sound.
No.
For me, it once I put you in that position of I'm going to love you where you're at, I go through that grieving process and then I just walk away. Right. Yeah. But I realized that Jesse had been there for the past X amount of months, and he was always there showing up. And it wasn't like he was moving in either. Like, he wasn't moving in on me or nothing. He gave me the keys to the house. Like I said, he wasn't living here. So I had that process. I had that time. And
here's a place to stay and heal.
Yeah. He said, here, take your time. You do what you need to do. You put yourself together. I'm here for you. I will support you, and I will support these kids because I love you. Divine timing came in where Jesse comes home one day, and Avelina looked at him and called him dad. It was Dada's home. Out the door she went. Nate was coming back from Colorado.
Yeah.
And because he was spending time with Adrian. He spent 30 days with Adrian because he had a detox from the situation.
Right.
He was old enough and he needed a safe place. And I'm not selfish and greedy and like, no, you're going to find it with me. No, I trusted Adrian.
Sometimes the older kids need that separation.
Yeah.
They need to find themselves too.
Yeah, because they were with both parents, seeing the issues, feeling the issues, not knowing what to do, what to say. So they need help. And a lot of times they're not going to go to either one of those parents.
Yep.
Because
I didn't want to put him in the middle.
Yep. Yeah.
I didn't want him to put in the middle. I knew that my ex had broken his heart. I knew that wasn't something that I could fix as his mother, because then it was a delicate process. So, but
it's a life lesson they've got to learn eventually, because mom and dad ain't always going to be there to fix your boo-boos. You've got to be able to put the hydrogen peroxide on, dry it, put the Band-Aid on yourself. Sometimes you've got to do that.
Sometimes you might have to learn how to make a mustard poultice.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So, with Nate coming back from Colorado, I had that conversation with him. I sat down with him and I said, listen, your sister has started calling Jesse dad. What came out of his mouth, and this is where the 30 days detox from the situation helps, right? Yeah. What came out of his mouth was good. It's cool. Because I want to call him dad too.
Nice.
And it was like, okay. All right. So now we're understanding. So that divine timing, right? Everything happens. I had to be patient. I had to pull myself up. I had to go into that dark night of the soul, because trust me, yes. I did. Mm-hmm. I did. And it wasn't something that was overnight. It was 6 months, people. It was 6 months of that.
Yeah. And if anybody says dark night of the soul stuff is done in a one and done or done in 24 hours, bullshit. No. They did it wrong and they didn't do it right, because bullshit.
They're hiding from themselves.
And that's where you feel so exposed, right? But I understood that coming out of this, I would be different. I would be stronger. And then I looked at the divine timing of everything that happened. Like I really looked at the divine timing, because honestly, if it hadn't happened then, because I was trying so hard to fix it, so hard to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so far out of control with everything. I'll be honest with the audience, I wouldn't be sitting here today. I was sick. I would have never gotten the help. I would have, I would not be here having this conversation with you guys.
If you'd done one thing different, then Spirit would have had to start over in the planning. Okay, Spirit can be working for years to set you up to where you need to be in order to meet this person, in order to get this job, whatever. And if you choose this over this one day, they got to start over. And it takes longer. And see, I know I've done that a few times because it's been 7 years except for 9 months. And, well, I'm still single, and that's okay. But I look at the opportunities I was given. They were the same opportunities I used to accept because I finally figured it out. Red flags were my normal. That's why I couldn't see them. Growing up, red flags were my normal. My parents, high school relationships, friendships, all red flags. That was my normal. So I had to accept what was not my normal as normal. And now I see red flags. I know that's not a circus. I know they ain't got no cotton candy. I know they ain't got no popcorn. And even if they do, if they got peanuts, no, that's a guy. No, but I know.
No, I meant circus peanuts.
No.
Every once in a while, I get a hankering.
Yeah, exactly right there.
But we got to understand.
It's my favorite sound you
and
make.
Be patient, and I don't like patience. Scorpios don't like patience.
And that's part of the divine timing. You've got to have you have to have patience. That's like, to me, I think if you want anything from divine, it's not being perfect, because the divine does not expect you to be perfect. You know, anybody, Buddha, Jesus Christ, Freya, Thor, Odin, they don't want you to be Loki. They don't want you to be perfect. They want you to be you, right? Because that's the better way that they can communicate with you and help you is to learn. Because if you don't have patience with yourself, how are you going to have patience to actually listen and catch the signs?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Or an appreciation when you get it. So, like, my other divine timing would be that soon to be 8-year-old blonde that is sitting in the living room, probably playing on something she's not supposed to be playing, or watching something she's not supposed to be watching because mommy's distracted right now. But that blonde thing, prayed for every day. I wanted that little girl. Like, I wanted that little girl. And I got her. But the divine timing of it, I would have lost myself if I hadn't had her. You know, I was pregnant with her when I lost Pat. And I had a miscarriage, and then I turned around and I had and I mean, it was awful. It was a mess. And I then got pregnant again right after. And I held my breath. I wasn't going to get my hopes up and everything. And I lost Pat, and I'm thinking, I can't lose this baby either. I can't.
Right.
I have to better myself. So I have to breathe, and I have to work on this, and I have to hold my sanity through the loss of a child while pregnant with another child, and do the right thing. And I look back on it now, that we knew we were only going to love Pat for a certain amount of time on this earth. I don't know whether he chose to wait or if I don't know. I guess I'll ask him one day. But Avelina was definitely divine timing. Definitely. Like I can't sit there and say that she wasn't, because if it wasn't for her, I'd be probably sitting in a loony bin somewhere. And I might be because of her someday. So
she's not wrong, people. Okay?
But that's when I say that's a different kind of crazy. Because think about the spot that you were in. That's a whole different ball of wax crazy than when they're little cherubs brought on divine timing, because they're in there to. How I look at it with my son, he is so much like me at times that I know that is my lesson for myself.
Yeah.
To look at myself and go, look how it's like, sometimes it's like, here, take this. Like, do you see that? Do you see how he just handled that?
My son's a carbon copy of me.
Can you?
Poor guy.
Do you see that? And I'd say yes, and then I would hear, that's what I want you to do. That's what I want you to do. Well, how am I supposed to do that? That's your job to figure it out. That's what I get told.
Yeah.
But you always say you need a sign, or you need an example, or you need to show me a hint, give me something. And then it's like smack right down. It's like, hello. And then it's like, oh shit, that's what you mean.
Oh, here's a sign. Wait, that sign's not signy enough. I need another sign. I need a better sign.
And
hey, a better sign. Well, maybe that sign's not signy enough.
And you know what they turn around and they say? Fine, fuck it, you're not ready yet. And so then again, you start. Guess what?
Then Pluto goes, boom. How's that sign?
I tell everybody, when Pluto comes, I have my bubble wrap suit in case. I like to try and think of myself as a better person now, and I tend to think not all I've done since last time that Pluto was around. I'd like to think that, okay, I repaired this, I dropped this, I said, okay, fuck this, I'm not going to worry about it. And hopefully when it comes around, it's instead of it picking me up and body slamming me from the 324th floor, maybe it's only 15 this time.
Just wait till April, like around mid-April, April 20th. Oh, the astrology coming.
No.
Oh.
I don't.
Avelina is.
I don't. I need the fucking winning lottery numbers. That's what I need. Sorry. There's that little part of me that goes, just give me the winning lottery numbers.
Be specific. Be specific.
I know.
The winning jackpot lottery numbers of the Powerball or of the Mega Millions. Because when I say I need the winning lottery numbers, and then I go and I buy a lottery ticket, I win $7. Hey, thank you. Yep. Yay team. Okay, I got my money back. Awesome. But specifics, when you're asking for things, you got to be specific.
Yes.
You got to get it down to the gnat's ass.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. I need a little girl. She has to be blonde, curly hair, crazy,
like you.
feral, free, smart, tough, and then, I pop out a mini Renee, or as she likes to put it, her grenade.
Always. I will go through the hells of fire for her. She has my sword and my shield and whatever else that she has. Trust me. She can be my spider monkey on my back, and we'll just go.
How did one of our mentors put our description? 3-year-olds with a hand grenade?
Yes, 3-year-old with a hand grenade, because that's what I am. But sometimes I agree. See, like, I disagree with that, and I agree with that sometimes. Because sometimes nobody else is willing to be that catalyst to push to get in. Let's just say, like, how I look at it is, you like, why do you throw them? You throw them to blow up a situation, to clear a room so that you can then do what? Progress further in. Sometimes somebody has to be that hand grenade, and that's why I always say I have no problem doing it.
Somebody's got to throw the nuke. Just saying.
Listen.
Who throws the nuke?
Listen.
I do. I throw the fucking nuke.
Yep.
All I know is if you were to ask Avelina who she's going to go into battle with, and she has the three of us to choose, she's going Renee all the way.
That's fine.
She's team Renee.
That's fine. Just don't make her.
She is so funny.
Just don't make her call Jesus.
That's me picking up the phone going, "Hey, short Jesus, I need you.
What's up?
I need you."
Did you hear about that, Renee?
What?
The power was flickering in the house,
Yeah.
right? And Avi goes, "Whatever demon's in here needs to leave right now." And then the power flickers again, and she goes, "Damn it, don't make me call Jesus."
And guess who showed up?
I'll get Mother Mary up in here.
Oh my God.
And all I could think of was like, Renee would be so proud of you right now.
I'd be like, don't make me bust out the holy water too.
Right. And for Mark here, real quick, he got 42 inches of snow. Just saying, according to one movie, I can't remember the name.
He's right above my son.
Where the hell are you?
42 is the answer to life and the universe, according to a movie. The answer they fed it.
Where the hell are you?
What is the answer to life into a quantum computer? And it came back with 42.
Well, 4 and 2 is 6.
He's up in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin.
Oh.
So and then Chris is slow, like Chris is a little bit away from him, like an hour away, hour and a half, depending on who's driving, if it's me or if it's someone else. And then the kids are right across from Chris, and they're closer to Mark than she is. So yeah, they got hammered. They got that lake effect. Yep. It's bad. It's which is fine. You know what? Because Avelina was born in that.
And
so I mean,
when I was a kid, we used to get that here in Nebraska every year. We get 3 foot of snow, and the mountains of snow in the parking lots and in the middle of the street.
That was this year.
Huge. And we would actually dig tunnels through the mountains of snow in the parking lots. I mean, it was a thing. And now the snowfall, it's not there.
Oh, that's
one thing that's affected our drought, which has affected our fires, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
It's all genetically altered.
Yeah,
I live in drought city, so
they spray in the sky that everybody said they don't, but now states are passing legislation to make it a felony in order to do it.
Well, that's why
it's been admitted in the Epstein files. Yes, I said the fucking word that it's a thing. Bill Gates and Epstein. Explain.
They come out in interviews. The guy thinks he can play God.
I mean, you're on the East Coast because you don't like Connecticut, but this year the snow that we've gotten, I mean, there was tons of videos. You can go on YouTube. You can say New England snow. People were trying to burn it and they weren't melting it. It was just black tar.
Chris, it's 66 here today, so I mean, tomorrow it'll be.
And then I laugh because my kid yesterday goes, "Who would ever want to live in Wisconsin?" I said, "People that like cheese, Jacoby." I don't know. So I think that's kind of funny.
You know what?
I kind of think that was funny that he was talking about Wisconsin yesterday.
You know, I got to give Wisconsin credit. Like, I mean, there's a lot of farmland. Okay, but I mean, I personally, the 13 years I lived there, 13 years plus, I loved the water. I loved the green. I loved Wisconsin. I loved the small town. I just, like I lived, my farm was off of a river that fed into a lake. That I had marshland in the front. I had streams going through my yard. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. But the winters are awful.
Brutal.
Like I could not do the winters. After I gave birth to Avelina, I was like, you know what? Oof. I'm like, the winters are
that's what I told.
It's a struggle. Like, and I asked my kid today. I said, "Are you done with it?" And he goes, no, I can do this. I said, well, for a few more years, you can go out there and shovel that wet snow. And then your back's really going to tell you,
that
you need
the older I get, yes, I'm stubborn. I'm going to finish this house.
You think you're
rebuilding
stubborn?
I know.
Ladies, he's stubborn.
I'm going to finish this house.
Well, and I told you that's what you're supposed to.
When I do, that's when I'm going to sit down and I'm really going to think about my health, my back, my neck, my shoulders,
my neck, my back.
I should write a song about that. Anyway,
there is.
If it gets down to 45 degrees, my hands go numb. Okay, and yeah, there's a whole Stranger thing involved with that, but we're not going there. But I mean, Texas, and yeah, they got hurricanes, but it depends on where you go. I mean, south somewhere where it's warm most of the time.
Too close.
I got decisions to make in the future, and that's okay. The future's not here yet.
Yeah.
But when it's time, I'm going to have to make that decision and allow that decision to be made and do it in what?
Divine timing.
Mm-hmm. Would I love to move south right now? Absolutely. But I don't want to leave my house because this is my home. But sometimes you grow out of things. You grow.
Mm-hmm. You're supposed to.
And
Divine.
This is going to be a very safe, very strong home for a new family one day. I've already seen it. They're going to have a couple kids, young couple, and they're going to take care of it. And they're going to do the garden thing and take care of the yard, and it's going to be good. So when that time comes, hell yeah, let's fucking rock this shit.
And you can't force. We're at like an hour and 2 minutes, and I know we have another show coming up.
Actually, they're not. If I saw it right, they're not on tonight because they're having difficulties connecting. I think
difficulties.
I'll look while you guys talk.
Okay.
Divine timing is something that you can't rush either. You can't force divine timing. And that's one thing I want to stress. Everything happens in a specific order because that's what is already. If you have my belief, everything is already laid out for you. Everything is already planned, right? So we have to just be patient with divine timing. We have to just be patient. You can't force it. You force it, you break it, you start over. That's the hard thing. Like if you try so hard, you're probably not trying where you need to be trying. And you can't force something to work, right? You can't force that timing to happen right when it's supposed to happen. It's the age-old theory of I forgot my keys, I'm going to be late to this appointment. And you run back into the house, you forgot where you left your keys now, and then you find your keys about 15 minutes later, you drive down the road, and there's a 15-car pileup, and you're like, I was going to be in.
Your coat gets caught on the door handle.
Divine timing.
Just that few seconds can make all the difference. Yeah.
Well, divine timing. I sit here and I struggle with the progress in the house, right? And I'm sure Keith, you understand that. I sit here and I struggle, and I have Jesse one day a week, and I sit here and okay, so divine timing. If everything would have played out the way that I wanted it to play out, I wouldn't have this house right now. I would have never gotten the hysterectomy I needed and a place to recover safely and soundly. I would have never had XYZ. Things would have never happened the way that they do. Job opportunities wouldn't have come around. This wouldn't have come around. That wouldn't have come around. So when I look back, am I upset that the house didn't sell? No. And that's been a couple of times. I've tried to sell it to somebody here. I tried to sell it to somebody there. I tried to sign it to, I tried to sell it to somebody who buys fixer-uppers, and they were like, no. And it was like, well, what's going on? Obviously, I need to be here for a minute. And now look at what's happening. You know, we're making different strides. We're making different progresses. We're improving in other areas. We've gained, you know, equity in the house. We are just being patient. We're doing things at our own pace. We're trying to figure things out. And I mean, this goes with hiring bad contractors to people who aren't showing up now that they were supposed to. And it's like, you know what? I have lifted it up. And when I am able to move, I will move and I will be where I'm supposed to be. Maybe the place that I'm supposed to be isn't available yet.
I have been okay. The fire was 3 years ago, 3 or 4. Anyway, it was a bit. Okay. And I have been wanting to get insulation into my ceiling on the second floor between the attic and my second floor. Ever since then, I had it all planned out when I had my money. I had the insulation in my shopping cart at Menards. And then, all that stuff happened. Right.
Save money at Menards.
But I don't know if I can do this or not. As you can see, I still have no insulation in my ceiling. However, due to the fact that I had to get permanent implants for health reasons, okay, I was able to use that on my taxes as a write-off by estimating everything. And I got enough money back in order to buy insulation. So now I have insulation to put into my ceiling. Because my furnace, even though it's a very high efficiency furnace, it's a bigger furnace than I used to have, it would run 24/7, which jacks up the gas bill. Thank you for the job, et cetera, et cetera. You get the whole 9 yards. But I didn't quite have enough to get the wood to put on the ceiling in order to hold the insulation up. Okay. Because what I had picked out in my shopping cart was discontinued. So I had to pick something else, and I don't quite have enough yet. But guess what? I will. Because what I had left over, I left in my checking account. That is in a separate checking account book labeled taxes. I don't touch that unless it's for the house. But I ask for a big check in my mail every day that I can cash or deposit. I changed insurance companies because my insurance company raised my rates. I found one saving about $100 a month, yay team, and I got a refund check. 2 actually. One was like $240 and the other one was $1.82. Well, guess what? That went in that account. No, it didn't yet because I forgot to go to the bank, but it will go in that account. So I'm gonna get the wood. Not that wood, to put my ceiling in and my insulation in. And that is going to help a lot on my utilities. But it's when it's supposed to happen. It's when it's supposed to happen.
I just I'm going to reiterate what Renee said. You got to trust the process and you got to let go.
Yeah.
You know, just dust off of what you don't need. You need to really sit down, whether it be material, whether it be physical, whether it be mental, emotional, spiritual. You have to sit down and you have to unload your baggage.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: is when divine timing happens, you better be ready to. You know, whether it be physically, mentally, emotionally. You know, you don't want that baggage holding you back. You don't want oh my God, this is going to take forever. Or
Yikes.
Do you hear the bird in the background? It's just sitting out on my thing.
It's talking
smack. But you know, you want to be able to move, and being able to sit down and clear your plate, you're able to hear. And don't expect direct answers. You're not going to get
their language is different than our language.
Mm-hmm.
The time frame is different than our time frame.
Keith, the Spirit's not going to come down and say, on, November, 15th at 9:28 a.m., you're going to, right. blah, 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 blah.
Right. Just like Drunken Oracle. We've been trying since January to get a date to get that first show down. Okay. And 6 months ago, I kid you not, 6 months ago, I'm listening to a tarot reading from one of the tarot readers I listen to. And they say in exactly 6 months, a new job opportunity is going to show up. So I go 6 months ahead in my calendar and I type in new job coming with a question mark. And we're talking about dates, and I see that. I've forgotten about that. I'm like, well, I've got this in my calendar. Are you free that day? Yeah. Okay, cool. We did it on that day. That's my new job.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? I don't know. Renee, do you have any examples of divine timing that you've done? Jacoby.
I mean, Jacoby is always my big one that I always say. We tried. And I had said, if I not by 30, we're just meant to be great aunts and uncles. Like that's what we're supposed to meant to be. We're just not meant to have anything. I love telling this story because there's so many like things that come into it that I look back now and I'm like, this is kind of funny. It was July 4th weekend. We were moving friends. And I was just like, but before that, 3 weeks before that, call it a month. And I'm just like, I don't feel good, but I was fine. I was like, something's up. I was like, but I didn't just shrug it off. And we helped friends move in, and we were sitting on the porch, and I was having a beer, and then got a text from friends of ours. Her parents were actually best friends and neighbors with the Warrens. So she goes, hey, you know that cemetery we've been talking about, Green Lady Cemetery? She goes, let's just go do it this weekend. Let's just go do it. No one's going to be around July 4th. Let's just go do it. So we were like, all right. So I said, let me go home. Let me change. Let me grab our gear bag that we had, which at that time, all our gear bag, dowsing rods made out of a copper, two copper wire hangers that we had decided to make our own. An old school tape recorder, my notebook, because I was trying to, for notes and stuff like that, but, or if I thought I heard something, I'd write it down, but I was trying to do a lot of, like auto writing, which I was like later on going, I wasn't the very smartest person in the world in a cemetery to try to say, hey, yeah, you could use me and I'm just going to do whatever. So we were there. Exactly. That's hello. I'm blonde and I wasn't smart.
Been there.
Okay. And I just remember like we were there for about 4, 5, 6 hours and we decided to leave, and my friends do their bit. And then I said to Kelly, I said, make sure when you walk by and you walk through that threshold, whatever is here stays here. You do not follow me, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So he does his thing. And I said the same thing, but I had this pull on my hair and I turned down and it was a ball about the size of a 50-cent piece that was electric blue. Now, it was an orb. It was an absolute orb of electric blue because this was not a piece of dust, a bug, nothing. It was orb. And as I said, well, that means you too. You need to stay. It made a zigzag backwards and went poof. Didn't think about it. Get in the car, rewind the tape. I got my headphones. Like now when I mean these headphones, I mean like 1980s little fuzzy headphones. And I'm listening and I go, take the headphones off, going, No, that wasn't that. Put it back on, rewind it. Hey, Mom. Mama, I'm here, Mama. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? No idea. Nothing. Rewind it. Pull all this writing times down and everything. Go home. We get out of the car, and there's handprints. Little kid handprints all down my side and Kelly's side of the car.
Mama, I'm coming home.
Right? So I'm like, okay. I'm like, whatever. I'm just like, okay. I mean, there were little kids in that cemetery. You know, did we get to see the green lady that the Warrens investigated that cemetery? I know I saw her for sure as shit. Kelly saw her, and then Kelly jumped over. Oh, Kelly jumped over the stone barrier of the cemetery. I have never seen this man jump as high as he did. He jumped over that. He went running into the swamp. And I said, where are you going? You're an asshole. You don't go running. He goes, I'm running towards it because I'm going to get answers. And I just thought it was hilarious. Like, that's my favorite thing about him. And then eventually he came back. He goes, my feet are wet. And he came back. I was just like, oh my God. I was like, I was just, you know, so now remind you this electric blue. I'm just going to say, remember this.
Yeah.
So I go home, we're reviewing evidence. We get pictures developed. There's things that none of us were smoking when we took these pictures. So you've got all this stuff and we're like, okay, cool. This is like, hey, we've caught some shit. Okay. A couple weeks go by. Now I'm really not feeling good. And I said, well, let me go to the store and go take a test. Sure enough, shit, I'm pregnant. Which is like the happiest day of our life. We were so happy. I was ecstatic because I said, look, I said by 30 and here I am 30. So later on, we'll fast forward now. He's talking about, Mom, I get really upset because I can't remember his face. And I go, his face? Jesus, because I remember Jesus's face. I remember things like his long hair. And it's not him, like and pointing to my picture or that's not him. And I went, so what's different? He's got dark hair, but it's not long. It's short and curly, and he's got dark eyes. And he says that I'm supposed to tell you about the electric blue, Mom. The electric blue was him.
Yep.
And I said, you have no idea. You were sent at that time, because at that time I was happy that they called and said, let's go investigate and let's go do some fun. Like, hey, let's show us. Let me show you what I did my whole childhood, which was going off with her parents and them and going investigating. So, and there's some shit in the back of the forest that I was like, makes a lot of sense why it's haunted, but a lot of things that secret societies probably should have maybe destroyed, like altars and tablets, and it was kind of like being in like like an open aired like worship center. I don't know, like it creeped me out, and I said, let's just get the hell out of here because I was done. So
yep.
You know, but when he said the electric blue, and I literally slapped Kelly, and I went and I found the picture, and I went, look at, that's the fucking orb. So I said, now, hey, Mom, Mama. And I said, and I've even told him, he came at a time that even if I got that phone call, I was happy I got that phone call, but I wasn't happy being here anymore. And Kelly knew I wasn't happy being here anymore.
Yeah.
My grandmother had died, like, and you know, and things were just off everywhere. And I'm not, and I've always had that feeling in me that I was past my expiration date. Like I was not meant to be. There were times that I was supposed to die, and it was like, nope, sorry, you have a job. And I'm like, well, what's this job? And they're like, here. And I'm like, what? And I'm here. I'm down here in hell. And then the next thing you know, I'm up here, and then I'm back, and I'm like, okay, now I'm really confused, and I don't really want to be here.
You were given a choice.
Exactly. And I don't remember saying yes or no to a choice. I just kind of remember being pushed, you know? And I just always said that was Gma pushing, saying, I told you I was going to send. I said, let me, because I remember her saying this, let me die, let me cross over. Not saying that there's not, like, their system of picking isn't good, but I know what you need. And that was her, like, literally her last dying word. She goes, give me 3 years and I will find the perfect one. She died in 2005. He was born 2008. So 3 years. She goes, 3 years.
You can't make that up.
You make that shit up. And meanwhile, guess what his life number is? 3. Kelly's is 6 and mine is 9. Like, so you can't make that shit up either. So it's like I've always said that we've always been destined to be this little posse, as I like to call us, our little group. This life, past life, many past lives, it's always been that way. But he, like, and I've always said divine timing. He was sent at the time that I think I was at my lowest.
Yep.
And I think if I had gone the way that I was supposed to, the oak in the back probably would be a different person, because I don't think he would have been able to handle it, and he would have probably joined shortly after. So that's why I tell everybody the electric blue saves me. Like, that's why if you see my post for his 18th birthday, I always mention something about the electric blue, because he goes, Mommy, heaven is electric blue. And like, he would tell me these things. And as he gets older, is he in denial of his gifts? Because he is a Pisces, Aquarius, Pisces. I mean, he should be everywhere. And maybe he's blocking it for his own purpose, but I've always left the door with him. We've been an open door family. Like I say, Mommy sees dead people too.
He's got something he's been concentrating on that he really wants.
Yes.
So let him get that accomplished, and then we'll work with it.
We'll see.
The divine timing with that will come.
Yes.
I mean, I understand where Jacoby's coming from. I really do, because like I put mine off for so many years, and then
they scared the fuck out of me, and I had no one to talk to about it. Plus, I had that thing in me which quadrupled everything.
Yep.
It's like, nope, I'm out until I couldn't be.
I always knew shit, and I would say it, and people would get upset with me, and they get mad at me or whatnot. I was with my first husband. I remember talking to him about his mother, and I would say things to him, and he'd be like, "How do you know that?" I'm like, "Don't." Like, she's standing right there. I can see her. She's like, I can literally hear her. I can see her. I can smell her. I can feel her. But like for me, like the divine timing for me coming to terms, I was sitting in my apartment in Bellevue, Wisconsin, right outside of Green Bay. And I had the 2 boys. And I had lost a really dear friend. Really dear friend of mine before Trav and I got married. And I was feeling like this guilt, this absolute guilt. And then I turned around and he was standing right there. And he goes, "There's no need to be guilty. There's no need. Like, I know why you said what you said." And he was gone. About 5 minutes later, my cousin calls, who is also friends with this person. And he goes, I have to tell you something. He goes, I've just got this nagging feeling that I need to tell you what Joe's last words were. And he goes, and he wanted to make sure that you were okay, and that, he knew that he loved you no matter what. And I was like, okay. So, all right. So I'm not hallucinating. I'm not seeing things. And I just kind of rolled with it and kept it kind of hidden. I worked with people emotionally and mentally, and I just knew things. And, that's just the way that we went, is I just knew things. I was just smarter than the average bear. But that's not what it was. And, but the divine timing came about with everything that happened here in New Mexico. I kind of got kicked in the pants, and it all started at the bar. And I turned around. Well, it started before that. I mean, obviously, I was okay with talking about things. I had things happen at the farmhouse, and all of that bullshit that happened there. But it wasn't until I laid eyes upon Adrian, and I pissed all over her, and I claimed her, and
territory.
Like, we're in this. Let's go.
And that's just like, in order for me to meet you, I had to meet Christy and become friends with Christy. Mm-hmm. And then Christy had to meet someone, and I can't remember his name. I apologize.
Richard.
No, not Richard.
No? Oh, I thought it was Richard.
No, that's a different person.
Okay.
Guy that used to do...
what's his face?
Spirit box sessions.
My face.
I can see his face.
Greg? Is it Greg?
Yes. Yes.
I know Greg Bakken very well because he introduced me to
me. Yes.
You.
So if I wouldn't have met Christy, I wouldn't have met Greg.
Mm-hmm.
And if I wouldn't have met Greg, I wouldn't have met you. And if I wouldn't have met you, we wouldn't have got rid of what you got rid of.
Mm-hmm.
And here you are, a member of my team now. Mm-hmm. Both of you. Mm-hmm. Just need to specify that. So everything happens for a reason at exactly the right time.
Yep.
Well, and Jeremy's listening in, and Jeremy will tell you, if it wasn't for me, you want to talk about divine timing. We were part of a network that was very sketchy, false. It was very negative. And I had pulled him aside, and I told him, I'm like, you can start your own network. I know you can. I have faith in you. You can do this. I see it. You just got to put me. And Jeremy's like, no. And I mean, this was like one of our hour-long conversations we used to have. And I told him, I'm like, no, you can do this. I stuck my neck out. I got my head chopped off, but everybody heard what I had to say, to include Greg. And Greg was like, you know what, Janice, you're right. I need to look at this from this point of view and this point of view. And he stepped away from everything. And then Jeremy created things, and with things came me and Adrian and the people that we chose. A couple of weeks ago, you guys got to meet, Tim and Scott, and Tim and Scott were a part of our original network and our original team and everything else, and everything it happens for a reason. But that catapult, right? That it's going to shoot you. And here I am. I'm with you guys now. I'm still, obviously, I'm things, but I'm also a part of the RNN. So I do both. I support. I'm freelancer. There we go. I'm just a freelancer.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah. So the divine timing with everything. And now Jeremy has this wonderful successful
absolutely
network. And here we are, Adrian and I did our short stint.
I've been on Jeremy's show.
Yes, you have, and it's nice. It's a positive change, and this is the direction that we wanted to go. We wanted a more positive network. We wanted, this and this and this. And I'm extremely proud of Scott and Tim, who've stepped away from all the networks, and they do their own thing. I am proud of Jeremy. I am proud of Adrian. I am proud of Greg. And let me tell you, I mean, he had it rough. Yeah. He had it rough there for.
Yes, he did. I'm a witness to some of that, and he got through it.
I was a victim of almost in the same boat in a way, not quite as he, but we are both victims of the same person. So no, like we divine timing, sometimes things have to fall apart in order for the new to come along, for those seeds to grow.
The Tower card, the Death card in tarot. Okay. Those are not bad cards.
Mhm.
Those are good cards.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is something that is not supposed to be in your life anymore, falling down, getting removed in order for something new and better to come in.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody that gets a tarot reading, oh, it's a death card, I'm going to die. No, you're not.
Death
Rebirth.
just means rebirth and end of a cycle. That's all.
You might have to go through some shit,
Yeah.
deal
Yeah.
with some shit, and shed some shit.
I mean, have a
But
tower
guess what?
moment.
New stuff, not shit, new stuff is coming in.
Yeah.
I very rarely let people read me. I'm very private with my energy. I'm very private with me. And I remember I had somebody sit down and I was teaching them how to do tarot, and they did me, and I let my guard down. I let everything through, and I did not have a very good reading. I did not. It was bad. And I will tell you, it was a reading about 3 weeks before my son committed suicide. And it kind of gave me a heads up. Now, I'm not saying that, the death card and the tower card and whatnot, but sometimes, I look at his death in my life as a rebirth of myself, because that's when I truly had to get uncomfortable, right? And then I went back to my roots. I went back to my Catholicism. I leaned on that, and I had to, right? I had to lean on that and look at where I am now. I look at the divine timing and the divine intervention that's happened throughout my life. And for me personally, this is me. It aligns with my beliefs, right? It aligns with everything. And I'm not saying that I'm the perfect Catholic, because I'm not, because I just read tarot cards on Saturday. I'm just saying, Renee's laughing.
Well, not in her right mind.
I'm going to say this, we're not meant to be perfect.
That's right. I'm not meant to be perfect. But I also do believe, and in saying this, and I believe that I was given these gifts. This is not something I asked for. This is not something I learned. This is not something XYZ. I was given these gifts. I was given these gifts for a reason. Mm-hmm. So I believe that I'm not working for anybody else other than him. And I will continue to do that, right? I don't do it for negative purposes or anything else. I do it as a tool. Yeah. I can tell you without the tarot cards, XYZ, and what's going to be happening. Yep. But the tarot cards sometimes, for some people, just solidify that, right? Like, oh, well, the card said. Well, I'm glad the card said that, but truthfully,
let them see it.
And
hear it.
Like, you weren't going to see it any other way. Like,
because you have to remember, those that come to people like us, like people like us, crazy people. We already have a belief system. We already have like trust and all this in spirit and divine timing and the divine, because the divine, I see the divine in you, so you see the divine in me. So that's, so and so on.
Namaste.
Yeah, right. So what happens is the cards are a tool in your toolbox. That sounds familiar. So that's a tool that you are able to use in your toolbox of metaphysical tools. You know what I mean? So, and a lot of those people, they actually need to see.
Toolbox.
There's the toolbox. They need to see that tangible, because they truly, in their heart, they're like, oh, why am I here? This is all bullshit. Like, they're not going to say. Then when you say, like you said, like you're sitting there and you're dissecting the card, and it's like last night I read Kelly, and he looked at me like, because I don't do it very often for him, and I use my supernatural deck, and I'm like, this was you. This was you. You were Cain. Like, and I said, this was you. Here's baby, because this is what you're perceived at. This is what you want everybody to see. It's this big hairy guy that's got this mark, that's got this knife, that's that this jawbone that's not very comfortable to hold, and all you want to do is sit and baby or be with your baby and go drive.
Yeah.
And then here's the Castile card. This is what you truly are. And then he just like, I go, what? You don't think I don't like the looks that he gives, and he's just like, well, what? Well, the card said it, but I told you that. But if I didn't show you the card, you'd go and go, yeah,
Yep.
sure, whatever. But when he physically looks at the card and then grabs it and he looks at it and he goes, all right, I get why you're saying what you're saying. Because they need that. They need that tangible. They need that instant gratification because that's what our society is.
Yeah.
I've got to be able to prove you wrong. And when you can't prove that reader wrong, then it's like their mind is blown.
Just like with Drunken Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we're doing it for fun. Yes, we're doing it to make people laugh. Mm-hmm. But we are actually giving them a reading.
Yep.
We do it in a comical way, mm-hmm. but spirit is still coming through. Mm-hmm. And I'll guarantee you, you're going to get messages from people that we've read on Drunken Oracle. Mm-hmm. How did you know that? And it may not be immediate. Okay, what we tell you might be coming in 6 months. It might be coming in a year. It might be coming next week. We don't know, but this is what we are supposed to tell you. And if you go out tomorrow, get in your car and go to work and go right instead of left, that may throw everything off. Mm-hmm. We are reading at that exact time.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of exact times, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to give me a tally mark.
Tallied.
Thank you, and I'll be right back.
Well, see, and like what drives me crazy is like people who think that it's definitive.
Oh no,
nothing's definitive. That's where divine intervention and divine happens.
We could give you that card reading, and we could say everything, and we could say, you know what? All right, that's all I can tell you. And as you go to pick those cards up to go put them back in the deck, wait a minute, something else. So there's something else that they'll add to it, or they'll say, hey, you forgot this, but it's my bad. I forgot to tell you to look in this top right-hand corner where there's a sword that's bent in a 90-degree angle, and it's like, and you say something, and it might be that one time that you say that one thing, and they go, well, how did you know that I was having a shit job? How did you know I had a shit day today? How did you know that I had the testicular fortitude to say fuck you to my boss today? I don't know. It happens.
Tarot's interesting. And that's where I say, I tell people it's not me. It's the energy that's around that comes through the cards. It has all I am is the messenger for it. All I am is the person that can read it. And I'm not a fortune teller. But on the other end, if I'm telling you something, you need to listen. Like you need to really pay attention because I'm putting my time, I'm putting my effort, I'm putting my energy into this. And you need to really pay attention because God's telling you something.
So that's why I tell you about the signs and synchronicities. You need to look. People. Like people are just like, pennies. That's not a thing. You know what? Pennies are a huge thing because it'll be a year. Pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters. I get 1983. That's right now, and I know what that 1983 is. That's Raymond, because that's the year he was born in, and that's Raymond saying, "I see you, hi sis."
Right? I support that.
I see you, sis. You're like I'm here. Remember, you need me. The light is always on the lighthouse. And I hear him. And he comes when I need like a little, it's like a little pick me up. It's not saying that I'm down in the dumps and I'm mourning him and I'm crying and grief happens at weird times too. You still grieve people, but when I get that, and if I'm having a shit day, that's when I go, fuck, I just got somebody else on the other side that's just there to help me. And it makes me happy. So when when I see that, and like other people don't believe in that, or like it's and that's the thing. Until something, I don't want to say drastic happens for them to have belief in it, but when the odd stuff starts happening, that's what you have to look at.
Yeah.
You know, people, the red cardinal. Okay, yeah, the red cardinal comes. Okay, listen to yourself. When you see the red cardinal on your windowsill,
what are you thinking about?
Who are you thinking about in that second? Is that grandma? Is that, Joe Baloney? Is that Louis? Is that who's that in your heart? And you know when that happens, because it's weird, and I can't explain how, other than it. For me, it's like an electrical shock that makes me go, okay, so that's who it is. No, it would be Poppy today. It would no, and I would get that. It's like a pull. No, I'm not Poppy. I'm one of my old students that passed away.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? And it's like, yep, that is.
Pay attention to smells, to sounds.
Sounds,
When-
songs, numbers.
Yeah. When grandma's here, it's chocolate chip cookies. When grandpa's here, it's cherry tobacco.
Yep.
When dad's here, it's butterflies. They all have their specific way. Hey, how you doing today?
Pat, as sensitive as I am, my own son gets me. I'll turn around and I'll just see him standing there in the doorway.
Because also too, sometimes sometimes you don't need it. Sometimes you've missed it because they've got it so subtle, and you miss it, and they just go, you know what? Okay, here, hey, see me?
Or like when Abby tells me, so Pat's in the car. What? And all of a sudden, like there's like the little seat indicator in the burb that tells me where everybody's sitting, and it all of a sudden it turns red and the seatbelt thing starts going up, and I'm like, okay, Pat, put your fucking seatbelt on. Like, I'm not listening to this shit all the way home. Yeah, no, divine, and that is divine timing too, because in those moments you need that. That's divine intervention, I should say. There's a difference between divine timing and divine intervention. There is, but it's a very thin difference. It's very thin, because that divine intervention is divine timing, and when it happens, and you need to pay attention to those moments. So if something's not working out in your life, you just need to seriously take a step back, stop doing the pity me. Stop going, why me? Because that's one thing in my faith that I have never, ever questioned. I can't say never, ever. I'm sure I did when I was little, but in my adult life, I didn't. Why me? Why me? Why is this happening? No, it's happening, and I need to sit down and go, why is it happening?
Perfect.
Not,
what am I supposed to learn from this?
Yeah.
That's
big what one. Am I supposed to get?
That's just like with Christy. I mentioned her earlier. In the building downtown, the Stevenson building. I met this woman. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? We got to be friends, and she's in the paranormal. I was in the paranormal. She's like, I want to find a building and start a haunted location. Cool. Hang on. I know a guy. Hey, you want to sell it? Yeah. How much? Okay, hang on. Okay, this is what I got, Christy. You're kidding me. No. Here's his number. Call him. So she went down several times to verify it was haunted, and it was. So she purchases the building. And she's working with a couple of other people. I'm not going to mention anybody's names or anything. I trusted them. Okay, I trusted them as well. And they turn around and
bamboozled,
kicked her out. And then they let the thing sit for 3 years, not doing anything. And she's constantly trying to force getting that building back. I'm like, Christy, just wait. The opportunity's going to come. I don't know when, but it's going to come. Well, some bricks fell off the part of the front of the building onto the sidewalk. I see it. I snap a picture. I send it to my next door neighbor who took my city council seat on city council. And I say, that looks kind of dangerous to me, don't you? We might want to get a hold of the owners in order to do something. So he did. Next thing you know, all of a sudden they want out of that ASAP. And the original guy that sold her the building bought it back from them because they wouldn't have anything to do with us for like $1. Okay. But they let it sit. Letting a building sit
is the worst
things you can do. So we have some work to do to it. But all of a sudden, she's back in the building. Today, guess what? The power came on. Because I was given the knowledge of how to wire things, wiring the house, and I put her in a new breaker box because the old one wasn't safe, and the way they had that thing wired was not going there. But she has a new, nice, safe breaker box. We need to work on the wiring a little bit. Some circuits will not be hooked up until that's done. But she's going to be safe. She's going to have power. She's got some outlets, so that's a bonus. We got to turn the main breaker on today.
That's exciting.
That was. I was expecting more, but hey, some of the outlets work and the basement lights work. So, yay team.
Exactly.
Timing.
Rome wasn't built in a day. It may have been destroyed in a day, but it wasn't built in a day.
It's like the property in Wilcox. Jesse started working down there and everything else, and we happen to know people who had property there, and it kind of fell into our lap and everything else. And I'm sitting here going, like, what are we going to do with this property? It needs a lot of work and whatnot. And here now I know what we're going to do with it. And I have to be patient, and I will be patient with it, and it'll come about, and I will end up having a paranormal school. And that's something that I've always wanted. I want to teach people. I want to show them paranormal is not scary. Can they hurt us? Only if you let them. But I want to teach the right way of doing things, right? So that's like my huge main goal for my retirement. I don't think I'm ever going to retire because I'm a mom. But for our later age, to just sit there and do that. And I have high hopes, but if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and we'll get that taken care of, and we'll figure out what to do with it next. But we thought about putting a house on it. We thought about doing this. We thought about doing that, and it was like, no, you know what? This will work out. We'll figure it out. And it's all about waiting, and it's all about being patient and seeing what's going to come our way. It's kind of like this damn room, okay? This was the first room I tore apart in the house. It had cedar wall, brown shag carpet, covered in cobwebs because Jesse never came in here and had. The first night I had to stay here was because I kicked the ladder that was in front of the door and I broke my toe, and I couldn't drive an hour and a half back to my house, and I had to stay. My toe was like this, and it was purple, and because he didn't come into this room. This was the no room. This was the bad room, and this happens to be the first room that we officially finished. Well, it's not finished, but I took time, I took patience. I had to bust out marble flooring. I used to sit in this room. Keith will tell you I sat in this room. And it was awful. It was bad. And I would tell him, and I would bitch at him all the time, like, Keith, I just need to finish this room. I just need to finish this room.
I needed to finish one room.
One room.
Bathroom. Bathroom was the first room I finished. I got plaster latch, no plaster. But in other parts of the house, I still have stud walls, just studs. Just studs. So I get it. But we had to finish something. One thing.
Yes.
But that's going to lead to the next thing. in
That's right.
divine timing.
And trust me, I have a master bedroom that's completely down. I have a bathroom that is completely being redone. Everything's ripped out of it, and it's just a shell. And Jesse and I, struggled to figure out how to make the bathroom bigger and what to do with it and everything else. And then boom, divine timing happens, and we figured it out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got stuff on order, and we're gonna get it done.
My bathroom.
I gotta go check on Evelina.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
My bathroom was very small. You had to go sideways in between the sink and the shower in order to get to the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of members of the Spirit Mechanics had difficulty getting to the toilet. And that was another thing I always wanted was a bigger bathroom. And it was on the plans, take out the wall, move it over, make it happen. Well, when I had the fire, I was able to make it happen. I put another 1.5 feet into the bathroom. I took it off of this room, which was a bedroom. My office was over there. Now my office is here because it's kind of too small to be a bedroom. It could be, but it'd be cramped. But everything happens for a reason. I asked for a new bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I got one. I asked for a bigger one. I got one. And it's not perfect, but it's there. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
Am I probably going to redo the walls in the future? Probably. Right now, they are made out of free pallet wood, which I thought was dried out. So, put them together, board to board.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't quite dry, evidently. And now I have little gaps. Okay. I've got gaps.
Yeah.
What the heck? So I've got, paper, as a wall in here. I have cardboard as walls in other places in the house. I use what I have available to me at the time. I was stressing out about the walls, and all of a sudden my employer, they had a lot of cardboard boxes and separators and whatnot that they didn't need anymore because that part was deleted. They're not making that part anymore. That part took this specific box and this specific separator cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, Max, what you gonna do with that? Throw it away? Can I have some? Yeah. So I got the forklift, backed my truck up the back door, whole pallet full in the back of my truck, brought it home. It's sitting in my basement. So I will have at least some more walls. I just have to get off my ass and get the staple gun out and put it up.
Yep.
And it's good enough for now.
Yep.
When it's right time, I will get what I need. Not in that way, but yes, in that way.
I knew that was coming.
Surely it can't be Shirley.
Roger.
Oh, maybe.
Do we have Clarence? Don't call me Shirley.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
You can call me Ray, or you can call me Jay. Don't call me late for supper.
Talking about divine timing, I walked out there to check on her and almost made her pee her pants.
Oh.
She was watching something scary and something was coming through the door, and I was right behind her, and I went, rah! She went, oh, Mom, what are you doing? Oh, you almost gave me a heart attack. Like my heart's going to explode.
Okay. No, she's got to say it right. It's a hat attack.
No, I'm working on getting rid of her New York accent because I don't know where she got it from. I really don't. Like
maybe
she's got a New York.
Maybe her grenade a little bit.
Grenade.
Been whispering to her since the day she was born.
Possibly.
How do you say water?
Water.
Water.
Well, it depends. It could be that, or sometimes might, because I lived in Massachusetts for a while, so it'd be water. I've done that too. Kelly looks at me like, "What did you just say?" I was like, "Oh shit, sorry." Water. I'll say water.
I'm just gonna say I do not miss that accent one bit.
Well, that's a different one. That's the arm. That's by the armpit of America. Just saying.
Still, I don't miss it one bit.
See, I don't think I have an accent, and I moved to Wisconsin, and everybody told me I had an accent, and then I left Wisconsin with an accent.
Now and then, sometimes it does come through a little bit.
When I'm drinking, sometimes the Southern comes out, and I have no idea where that comes from.
If I am talking in a Southern accent, I am pissed. If you hear the Tex-Mex come out of me, if you hear the border come out, it's bad. And then I throw French in there, and then I throw German in there, and then I throw in, middle South America Spanish, and then people just move.
Move, bitch, get out of the way.
Yep.
Get out the way.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if all of a sudden you hear some pigeon from Hawaii thrown in there, I'm over. I'm over it.
I remember that.
That was the weird that you wanted that was probably the weirdest accent that I developed was Hawaiian. I know, and you can hear it every once in a while because I'll be like, "Yeah, bro."
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "What?"
She's done that on the phone with me.
I'm like, oh. Yep. I love you guys, but I've got to go cook this one dinner.
Still on my screen. I deleted it.
Because you pinned it up there.
Well, I didn't mean to. We'll do this. Get rid of it. There we go.
There you go. That's better. Yes.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Down by the ticker, because yes, we have a ticker. 18 and over.
Yes.
So if we offended any of you, I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Sorry, but not sorry.
It is our job to trigger you into healing yourself. Yep. You're welcome.
Yes.
All right. I am going to go cook her dinner. Because she's starving.
I'm starving, Ma. I'm starving.
I wish I had her metabolism. Like, I remember my grandmother telling me one day, you're not going to have the metabolism that you have now. Yep. I look at her skinny little butt, and I'm like, seriously? And people ask me, do you feed her?
Yeah. Same thing with Toby. Same thing. They'll be like, do you feed him ever? That's all I do.
Yeah, that's all.
I do eat people. I do eat.
You eat people?
No, that's who I'm related to.
I'm pleading the fifth.
Who used to live? Guess where? Wisconsin.
Pleading the fifth in certain aspects. Okay.
Renee, I'm gonna send you this.
I'm afraid.
In certain aspects.
Yeah.
Certain.
In certain aspects. In certain aspects.
You ate people.
There's a joke I could tell, but I'm not going to.
In certain aspects.
There you go, Renee.
Oh boy.
Keith, that'll make your night. Oh man, we're both gonna watch it like.
And it's from Smart Blonde Productions.
That is hilarious.
Oofta.
I'll watch it when I'm off of here.
Choke me like the Vikings.
What? Oh, and she's like, oh, I don't need to hear this shit.
You prefer the side squeeze or the clamp?
Oh, God.
Where the?
No. Stop. Okay, so I'm not. I could say something else, but nope.
We got a ticker.
Nope. No. This is pretty bad. This is
Renee.
that was a certain relative jumping in to say, "Hey, say this because this sounds really good right about now." No, I am not.
Renee, I think
Yeah.
I know that relative.
He has blonde hair and he drilled people's heads. So I was like, nope, I'm not saying that. So stop it. Stop.
So my grandfather, when my grandmother was pregnant with their last, and they had several kids, there was like 7 of them. Somebody asked him, and they said, "Well, Eddie, what do you think it's going to be this time?" And my grandfather flipped out the pockets of his pants, and he looked him straight in the face, and he goes, "Well, I think it's going to be an elephant. You want to see its trunk?"
There's another version of that. Flip the pockets out. Ever kissed a bunny between the ears?
Yeah. I heard this story from several people that my grandfather said that, and I was like, you know what? I can picture little Eddie saying that. I can picture my grandfather. He was, yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you two go. I'm gonna let everybody go. You guys have a beautiful evening, and I love you where you're at.
Love you where you're at.
You're gonna what?
Be safe, do good things.
And I love me where I'm at. Sometimes.
Keith, you are the one loving on you right now. And with that, I love you. Good night.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, wait.
I was waiting for that one. There you go.
Somebody's got to do it.
Lord goes, no, I can't help any of you.
No, my guardian angels are hitting the tequila right now. Just saying.
They're drunk and they just go, can we have more? Because they're not. Can we just get just
yeah? They're like,
don't even try anymore.
Hand me one of them cigarettes. All right, here you go. Yeah. All right, thank you everybody for joining us this evening and listen to us rant and rave and talk and try to help you. Did I mention that we are not therapists or psychoanalysts or all that kind of therapy stuff? Nope. But we have been through some shit. So if you decide to take our advice, it is on your own ass. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
Yeah, sure is.
We do this to help you. We do this to help ourselves. We get on here and we can talk about our own lives. Mm-hmm. And hopefully that will help you and yours.
Yep.
So on that, join me and Joni next Monday at 6 p.m. on the Otter's Den, where we'll be talking about what the is going on up there now. Mm-hmm. She
used to do BB.
I think she's probably gonna, because I think, what do you do with BBs?
Yep.
You're saying?
Yep. I just, like I said before in our group chat, I've seen weird things.
Well, and just real quick, one of the Ben Swan videos I watched tonight, mm-hmm. they put out 2 videos proving that he is alive. One's in a coffee shop, one's on a view deck or something.
Yeah.
But it's AI. It is clearly very, very bad AI.
Yep. Especially when you're holding your coffee cup like this.
You saw it, yes.
And the coffee's like here, and it should be out of the cup.
Over the brim and not coming out, and then he takes a drink and it's still full.
Yep.
Get that.
So.
But at least he only had 5 fingers on this one instead of 6.
Well, this time because he was like this. See my hand. Or as how I took it is, believe it or not, I sat there and said, "Oh, let me look at your aura. You just gave me permission."
There you go.
So,
but there's also the disappearing ring, because he went to put his hand on the back of a chair, and to begin with, there was a ring on his left finger. But when he got the chair, the ring was gone. But then it came back.
Mm.
People, watch it before you post it.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yep. Just saying.
Just saying. But we are going to be getting a lot more information very soon. And that is part of the astrology for mid to later April 17th to the 20th. The info is going to drop. Receipts are going to get laid down, as the young people say. Receipts are going to get shown.
Yeah.
So here we go. But on that note, again, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
I am going to hit the exit video, and I will see you next week, and we will see you in a couple weeks. So
exactly. Be good.
Have a good one.
Be safe.
Let the divine timing flow.
Yeah, exactly.